Hello, hello, hello. How are we today? I hope you're doing good. Just putting my fan on. I take these out because it sends a buzz in my ears like electrocution, so didn't want that to happen. But it is Friday, the 16th of June. We're almost halfway through the year. The quickening. Time is speeding up. Time is speeding up, isn't it? You enjoying the app update? Thank you for your patience. Still got things to do to make changes to it, make it better. In fact, soon I'm going to ask all of you how we can make the app better. What do you want? Got a list of titles. Is there anything else? But it is 3 p.m., 3:01 p.m. Pacific, where I am. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I go live at 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. East Coast, and 11 p.m. in the United Kingdom. And somewhere in Australia, I'm sure it's going to be about 8 o'clock in the morning, or 9. But great to have you here. Nesta was here before we started on the countdown. Great to have you here. That's what this is going to be about. Thank you for asking. I'll be honest. I'll always be honest. I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. Hey Linda, great to have you. Hey Christy, great to have you as well. So yeah, I think with traveling, because seeing family is beautiful and wonderful, and I loved pretty much every moment of it. You're always around people. Like, yes, I don't stay in hotels. I stay with my family, of course. So you're never really totally comfortable, and you're always around people. And I live a very insular life. I am absolutely introverted as a primary and a secondary extrovert. Like when I'm doing this stuff, I can be extroverted, we're doing training seminars with my friends and things like that, but then I just like to retreat. So I'm just really exhausted because of that, then being unwell, but still having to work because of all the app server stuff being attacked, and then the app update. It's been a very, very energy consuming time. Energy consuming. And my brain's been kind of high alert. Not in anxiety or anything like that. I don't get anxious. But like anticipation, like waking up early to be able to figure things out, see what's happening, if everyone's okay on the app, what emails have we got, what things do I need to solve, what do I need to pass on, all those kind of things. So I think I've been kind of in a high alert zone. So I hopefully should be. I need a holiday. Who wants to go on holiday? Who wants to take a vacation? Where should we go? Hawaii? Mexico? Caribbean? I don't really want to do another 10-hour flight though, so it'd have to be in those locations. I should just book a hotel in San Diego. Hey Caroline, great to have you. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, I was just kind of saying that I think I've been just walking so much under the weather with travels. It's just like kind of fatiguing. But hopefully we'll be pushing through in terms of like now the app is healthy. We've got some fixes and updates to do next week. Some people are having some screen size issues. If their font is high on their phone, it's hard to like get out of a little pop-up about the free trial. A couple of spelling mistakes, which were bound to happen being me. And a couple other little things I found yesterday. Is the music too loud? I like it. Is it too loud? Yeah, I'm definitely an introvert though. But like I said, secondary. So there's something called meta programs, which are very much like or let's just say they're personality types because I know them. But you can be both. Like, I'm introverted in nature, but I love my own company. I don't need to hang around with people. I don't have to speak to anyone for a week, and I'll be fine. And that's just like on the phone or anything, let alone in person. But I'm extrovert when it comes to doing my work, hanging out with friends. But I'm pretty placid and relaxed in terms of liking my own company. Hey, Mina, great to have you. Holiday? Yep. Hawaii? Yeah. I would like to go on holiday. Hey, Lynn, great to have you. Superstar? So awesome that you're enjoying the new app. And thank you, yes. It's been a long time. A lot of effort. Investment. But we're getting through it. We're getting through it. I'm super grateful that it's out. And that most people have really got value other than a few 1-star reviews on the bug. I wish people, what I would wish is people just reach out to me first and I'll explain it. Like, I reply to emails, especially not all of them, but in these times, I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. It's a bug, we'll fix it. Let me know. I don't have to do a 1-star for that. But thank you, Lynn. Nadia says, good evening, Joseph. Hope you're doing good. First time for watching the live. Well, awesome. But you've listened to my work, though? In general? Or the replays? It'd be great to have you. Let's make sure it's a good one. And there's me kind of complaining about being tired, and it's your first time here on the live. And there's just me going, oh, poor little me. Which I don't mean. I'm very, very grateful. But great to have you. Said evening, so whereabouts are you tuning in from? Great profile picture. Oh, where would that be? Oh, it could be a holiday picture, though. Welcome back as well. From Lake Chaplin. Hopefully it's beautiful there. I know we've briefly discussed this before, I think. And be sure if you're on youtube.com/JosephClough to hit the like button. Always helps. And we're actually streaming on a platform called Kick, which I had like a free destination, so I just set it up there. It's like Twitch. I don't get it. Portugal! Portugal. Seriously thought about moving to Portugal or Spain. Thought about it. Thinking about it. Oh yeah, and review the app. I'm going to take this down soon because you can just do it in the app now. But I'm in San Diego, California, which is a beautiful place. It's actually sunny today. We've had this June gloom, May gray. Thankfully, when I was away, it was sunny. But, yeah, sunny San Diego is back. I'm pleased to hear the lake is magical. I love the ocean, sea, lakes. Water is the way. Will I be able to rest over the weekend? Well, I don't know. like I've got I've got to work probably like 3 hours on Sunday to set up my week for the live streams. I'm doing a group coaching call tomorrow with my people. So that's going to be a few hours as well. And then, depending on emails, like with this whole new update, I want to make sure that I'm on the case. But I might be able to get a couple of half days. And I'm not here Friday or Saturday, or not here for you guys on Saturday, Sunday next week anyway, but next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm running a training. So I won't be streaming on Friday, just so you know. You're a very well-adjusted introvert. Your ability to make small talk and have in-depth conversations is impressive. I'm just awkward all around when it comes to social situations. Rather be alone. Yeah, I mean, I like being alone. But you gotta think, I've been doing this communicating stuff for 22 years. So, I've been speaking to myself on the podcast for years. YouTube Live now for a couple of years. Trainings, events. But what I would say for me personally, I don't equate introvert as a negative thing. I used to be self-conscious and therefore I did not want to speak in front of people, like when I was younger. But just because I let that go, it doesn't make you an extrovert. It just makes you being at peace with being alone and nice and not having a need. So it depends what that barrier, if there is a barrier there. Like, is it a problem? Ultimately, you want freedom of choice to go in any situation. Yeah, I can. Especially, like I said, going back home, seeing all my friends, family, is like non-stop. Right, it's non-stop, so it's quite different from me, from my usual. Of course, thank you. I appreciate that. No, we get many thanks to that one. So no, absolutely. I appreciate it. Every recommendation is gratefully received, so thank you. Hey Rachel, great to hear from you. How you doing? I can't remember where you live now, but is it like Liverpool or Manchester? I don't know if I'm just making that up in my mind. It was great when you flew out to was it Nashville? A year or two ago? 3-4 years ago? Hey Med, great to have you as well. Welcome. No problems, we're just getting started. Just getting started. Hey my friend, great to have you. It's been a long time for you as well. Hope you're doing well, doing your stuff. I'm not if I'm allowed to say, but doing that awesome stuff, helping people. Sounds a bit weird when I say like I'm not allowed to tell. No, you're good to go. I knew it was Manchester. The only reason I say Liverpool there when I say Manchester is because I used to live in Liverpool, so sometimes I get mixed up in my mind as to what they've said because it's so close. I can't remember, like 30-minute train journey? Manchester. Of course, you could say. Well, doing all your hypnosis stuff. Helping people. Working with companies and stuff. You're most welcome. And that's one thing I'm going to change as well on the app, because some people are like, I'm going to call up my bank. I don't want to put a funny voice.
I'm going to call up my bank to stop all the charges.
But there is no charge. It's just unlocked for 7 days, so I'm going to be changing the wording of that. because people think a trial means you got to pay. You don't. You're just getting everything for free for 7 days. Test it out. Have fun with it. So I'm going to change that. That's what I love about feedback. I mean, not that feedback. That could have come to me while I'm doing a 1-star review. But it's interesting getting different perspectives from different people, because you only know what you know, right? So you're looking through your own filters. But when people go, if you thought it, or this means that, I go, but it doesn't mean that. But if it means that for you, then it must be true. So I've got to change something. So in NLP, they almost go, as a presupposition, the meaning of communication is the response that you get. So the meaning of communication is the response that you get. So if you're getting feedback which is not to your liking, that means you must communicate differently. So if the feedback that I'm getting on the app is, and it's not for everyone, of course, because we all have different lenses and most people got it, but if even just 1 or 2 people go, that means that, then I've got to communicate differently so it can mean what I mean it to mean. So as like a coach, hypnotist, if my client or person is saying but X, Y, Z, but I'm like, I didn't say X, Y, Z, I said A, B, Z, then I've got to be able to change my meaning of the communication so it resonates. So it has been a good feedback exercise. What is the best city in England after London? Well, who says it's London? Who says it's London? I mean, Med will say it's London, of course, because he lives there and loves it there. Best city? I don't know, it depends what you want. I love where my mum lives in the Cotswolds. Just old cottages, old English pubs and greenery. I personally wouldn't live in London. But I would probably like to, if I were to live, it'd be the Cotswolds, or I would go right by the coast, and I'd probably go to the southwest, and I haven't even been there, but I'd be in the south. I've been to parts like Exeter, but I'll be in the southwest, like. I've never been there, but like the Newquay area where there's like the beaches and sand and stuff. But yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, medicines, I tried 2 apps on trial basis and I had to get my credit cards just for that. Cancelled before the trial's over. They just took my money, 20 month a month. Sheesh. Yeah, I don't want that. I want the least barrier to entry for every customer. That's why we've been trying to be so quick on the support. Just try to be so quick to be able to put people at ease. Yeah, no, that's why I wanted to do that. Well, thank you. Oh, thank you. I've definitely had to have 3 lots of bottles around me today. Had to. I even had to top it up with magnesium today. I think it's magnesium, I'm sure it is. But this is going to be, and also last night, I don't know why, that's when I should be stopping. Last night I created versions. So you know every Wednesday I do a live free hypnosis session. Well, I was thinking last night, or yesterday afternoon, probably on my run, I was like, well, I can convert those into sleep sessions. So far, in the last, because I did it this morning as well, I've now created a sleep hypnosis to raise your worth, confidence, anxiety relief, restoration, confidence, anxiety, stress, resiliency, negative emotion, negative energy release, positive affirmations, calmness, healing, wholeness, esteem. That lucky mind one. Powerful under stress, which we just did. That was the first one. That might be out today or tomorrow, by the way, on the app. And the Ho'oponopono. So hopefully, I'm just trying to figure out how to distribute them. Should I just put it on the podcast? Because some will. Yeah, so you're gonna get more tracks on the way, sleep tracks. More sleep tracks coming in. My friend's daughter, an actress, came from LA this week, staying in Notting Hill and hates London. She's yet to visit Richmond area, which is the best part. Yeah, Notting Hill, like the movie, right? Hugh Grant. I don't think I've been to Notting Hill. Like, I really love Shoreditch. I did like it. I just don't think I'd want to live there. It's like, I really liked going to New York. I just don't want to necessarily live there. I do like the more of a calmer, but Richmond, I mean, I know you got a lot of cool greenery there, right, in Richmond. Yeah, I like the ocean, the countryside, peace and quiet. That's true. Like, downtown San Diego is totally different from where I live in San Diego. It is hills compared to big skyrise stuff. Nice. Awesome. I love that functionality. Awesome. Hate Shoreditch. I liked it. It was kind of funky. It was at that back. I don't know what it's like now. This was years ago, but it had some cool restaurants and bars, and it had that kind of the startup feel. Like all these young people. There's like table tennis and bars and pubs. I should do, but I haven't for a long time. Last time I did it was my brother came over with his wife and niece. My niece. His wife. My sister-in-law. His daughter as well. Which is my niece. And that was nice, just to lay on the beach. I should do that. Should do. Need of necessity language. Should. Have to. Got to. I get to go to the beach. Exactly, Lynn. YouTube is so much better. YouTube.com/JosephClough. Yeah. But I'm going to try and relax this evening a bit. Got some emails, but then I'll relax. There you go, right? Yeah, my brother works in Shoreditch for our startup companies. So I went to visit him and stayed there when his company paid for the hotel, an apartment for him to stay during the week. So when at a weekend, I went out there once and I'd done a lot of recordings. So some of the tracks you listen to were actually recorded live. Was live for me, I was there in Shoreditch. Wow. That's an interesting question. To find Molly. Is Molly ecstasy? It is, right? You could probably go to any club. I'm sure in most clubs everywhere you can probably find anything you want. Hey John, great to have you here. Welcome, my friend. I went to North Wales once when I was living in Liverpool. It was a smaller drive to get there. I can't remember what it was. A nice little seaside town. I would probably concur on that one, Brighton. Okay, I was right. I thought it was. I could probably live in Brighton though. That was really nice there. I actually train in Brighton. Like, become a practitioner, a master prac. I assisted over there for people's trainings in Brighton, so I know it well. I stayed in a place called New Haven, which is like just east or west. No, it would have been east. I had to get a bus every day into training when I was a youngster. But this music is making me nice and calm and relaxed. But we should probably get on with the show. Should we get on with the show? There's gonna be on what? Last Wednesday was episode 8. Yes, day before yesterday was episode 828. Because I'm putting out a sleep hypnosis with feeling powerful under stress, and also the Lucky Mind sleep hypnosis. This makes it episode 831. 831. I love the Welsh names. In Austin, I used to go do a lot of paddle boarding. That was really awesome. I used to do that once a week. Try to do it in San Diego on the ocean. Oh my goodness, I had an injury anyway. But it was a lot harder with the waves and the boats going by compared to a nice little relaxing long river lake. But yeah, there's going to be episode 831. We can have a chat after the show. There's like the pre-show chat in a moment when we do the live. I won't be like speaking, interacting with a chat. I'll just be doing the episode. And then afterwards, you'll know it'll go zoom, and then we'll be back to our normal chat. So let's see how my energy changes. Let's see how my energy changes. You can. I've seen it happen. Good core stability right there. Must be really good, like paddleboarding just for core stuff. What it is, but like immensely good. So, episode 8. I know this is more of a chill out stream anyway, so that'd be good, but let's go into today's episode. Are you ready? Are you steady? Are you good to go? Should we count down from 5 or count up to 5? It's up to us. We get to decide. We get to decide. So, with that, let's get to 8, 3, 1. 8, 3, 1. 8, 3, 1. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 831. Now, in the past 2 episodes, I've just released 2 sleep sessions, so go ahead and check those out. And on today's episode, we are talking about our standards. The standards that we set for ourselves and how they dictate our success, our abundance, our physical health, our relationships, our career. Look, they dictate everything. Standards are the benchmarks that we set up for ourselves. Now, the problem is that most people have a confusion of where their benchmark should be or where their standard should be. They might have high standards for other people, but because we live in our own mind and live in our own body, we can get a little bit confused as to what is appropriate and what is not really living up to what we want. Now, I'll give you an example, right? So, back at school, I would probably say from 11 to 16, actually going up to 18, when I kind of left secondary school, went to like the the 2 years of college that you can do, my standard of success, was a C. That was my A, right? If I could only get a C, I've won. Everything's good. Like, I was so happy because that was my benchmark. And it caused me to then only go for that C. Like, it was very hard to go beyond it because I set my agenda, my outcome, on just getting a C. So if we're gonna go ahead and put it into terms of how we feel about ourselves, go ahead and think about the standards that you're setting yourself for. You could go for the easy one, like money. Are you thinking about that money of like, if I just get by, everything's fine. If I just get out of debt, I can breathe, and that's my standard. Because on the same notion, if we're moving away from badness, right, like negativity, we're just getting out of pain to just feel that bit of comfort. And of course, then we get too comfortable and it causes us to go back into the fire of debt. So if you kind of consider in your mind, like, where is our benchmark? Is it to be just okay? Is that our standard of success? Or is it even below that, just to survive, just to be in a relationship? You see, you might be consciously going, well, I want the most beautiful, loving, intimate, adventurous relationship consciously, but maybe unconsciously the standard is, I just need to be able to be in people's company. I just need some form of validation. I just need to people please. I just need attention from someone. That's my standard. That's my drive and motivation for a relationship. Maybe we have a low standard for our health. So the standard could be, well, as long as I get my 5,000 steps in, or if I eat this and that, therefore that's okay. Now, I'm not judging any of these standards, by the way. It's entirely up to you, but what I'd like you to do is realize that these standards are unconscious most of the time. They're our values. They're the things that we hold ourselves accountable for. Not always, but try to. But if they're unconscious and remain unconscious, and we're not living the life that we want, so in other words, we're not getting the results that we want, we're not having the money that we want, we're not having that fulfilling career, we're not having that beautiful, intimate, adventurous relationship, depending on what your criteria of a relationship as an ideal, or if your health isn't exactly where you want it to be, then I want you to put your attention on what is your standard of success. Because you'll be trying to live up to whatever that standard is. Just like me as a kid, my A was a C. If I could only get a C, everything was good. But the problem is, if my benchmark is a C, I'm gonna get only a C or something lower, like a D, like an E, and so on. Maybe a U when it's just unmarked. Like, that's my benchmark. I can only really hit that or less. But if I was to put my benchmark up to an A and really work and get out those limiting beliefs of what I could absorb and what I could learn and all those things, I'm going to get an A or a B, maybe a C. But it's a lot better going for that standard of success compared to the former, which was just C or below. So if your standards are set at a certain level, and you could say even your self-value is low, you're only going to attract that into your life, because we can easily transition into our self-esteem. So if your standard for how you see yourself when you look in the mirror, or how you value yourself, is very, very low, then of course you're going to only attract opportunities which are the right energy level of that value. For example, if you don't believe that you're good enough, therefore your value is low, you're only going to probably go for the jobs which you feel meet the criteria of not good enough. Same thing for relationship. If you don't believe you're worthy of a good relationship, well, guess what? That is your standard. So therefore you attract that low level of worth relationship. And once again, we can put this all into every form of category or area of our life. But who enforces those standards? We know where they came from, right? They came from life experience. The things that we were told, the things that we went through, whether it be from what our parents instilled within us, or whether the events that we went through, or how we modeled people. We've talked about this a number of times. Our past is our data that we make judgments upon when we decide on what our belief is. If I go for a bad relationship, that must mean I am not worthy. Or if I didn't do well at school, that means I'm not good enough and I'm not going to get anywhere. All these labels are really standards that we are assuming to be true based on the collection of that data. But if we are continually to enforce it and allow it to be beneath the surface at an unconscious level, we're not doing ourselves any service at all. So once you allow the unconscious to be conscious, you start to then dictate what you want. Where it be just getting out of debt to be okay to breathe, to suddenly go, no, I actually want more than this. I am worthy of more. Where it be $5,000 a month, $10,000, $100,000, whatever it is for you. Same thing for relationships, same thing for career, same thing for our health. You have to decide what your standard of life is going to be. From the self-value, right? So what you believe in yourself, what is your standard for your own happiness? What is your standard for your own identity? To your standard of each one of those areas of your life. Now, I did say it is an unconscious thing. Otherwise, you would click your fingers and you let it go. Just magically have high standards and you'll live up to them. But of course, if we don't believe we're good enough, what are we going to do? Even if we consciously decide, I want to raise up my standard for money, what is your unconscious mind going to do? Well, it's going to self-sabotage you. It's going to trip you up because it doesn't believe that that is possible based on the present standard that you have. So the standards can be around our belief. Your unconscious mind doesn't believe it is possible to achieve X, Y, Z in any area of your life, which dictates the standard that we're going to be having. You see, there are areas in my life that I have higher standards and lower standards. I don't always take care of myself as I probably should do. But I have a higher standard for hopefully my intention anyway, whether you believe this to be true or not. You might go, that's a load of rubbish, Joseph. But I have a high standard of trying to help as many people as possible. Like, I have this desire to try to help people, and that can cause me to overwork, which then guess what happens? Well, my health can be a little bit detrimental, right? It could have a little bit of effect there. And I was actually, by the way, this is being recorded live on YouTube, and I was just saying, look, the last couple of weeks of being jet lagged, under the weather, the server attacks, a new update, I've been working a lot, trying to fight fires or try to help people through this transitioning of the app to be super awesome, hopefully. And that has meant that my health has been a little bit less. In other words, I was working when I was sick. So my standard for being healthy had to stop for a moment. And that's okay, right? I'm not saying that that's a problem, because there's going to be times that some things are going to be lower. And that's what I want to talk to you about right now. Let's just say you have a higher standard, right? Let's say you decide this. You now put a stake in the land, in the ground, and you go, I am ready to earn the money that I desire. Let's just say it's $20,000 every single month. That's your desire, or pick a dream number. Well, the inherent idea of going for a goal or a dream, which is different from where you presently are, will entail the possibility, and most probable, that something will have to take a back seat. Like, you might have to spend more time and even invest money getting to that place to educate yourself or to release beliefs so you can then get that money. So there may be a decreasing of money that you have because you need to invest into yourself to remove those blocks or to get educational trainings to be able to do the job that you want, right? It's not all psychological. If you want to be a brain surgeon, the chances are there's no chances in it. You're going to have to go to university and probably pay money to be educated, which means your finances take a less of a standard right now because you're investing. And the same notion of making more money, well, that might entail that you've got to put more time into your business or into your career, and there's only so much time that we have. So therefore, the present standard that you may have with maybe your partner, your husband, your wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, children, all the relationships you have, there may be a decreasing of time there. It's not about life's not about being balanced. It's about having harmony. You see, harmony to me is more free-flowing. Like, sometimes it's over here, sometimes it's over there. Balance is just straight. And the only thing when you're balanced really is that's when we're not really here anymore and we're under the ground. Like, we're just balanced horizontally for a long, long time. Life's not about that. It's about harmony. So sometimes if you're going to raise your standards, you have to be prepared to sometimes lower the energy over time or even the monetary resources to be able to get to where you want to be and be at peace with that. That is one aspect of getting goals or dreams. There's going to be, and I don't mean this in a negative way in terms of like a negative connotation or energy to it, but you're going to maybe have to make some sacrifices. If you're going to eat healthy, you may, like, your standard of health is now, I'm going to be super healthy. Well, that must mean you're going to probably eat healthier. You're going to prioritize your time in working out more, which therefore will have consequences. Even if those consequences are aches and pains, the food bill going up because you're actually investing in good quality food, or not eating out to dinner as much or drinking as much. There's a consequence there. Whether it be good or bad is up to you to decide. But anytime you change your standard of success or your standard for that goal, there is going to be an effect. Now, the reason why I bring this up is once you become consciously aware of those consequences, you won't have to self-sabotage yourself. You see, your unconscious mind will carry on self-sabotaging you to get that higher standard of success or money, relationship, career, health. It will sabotage you because it doesn't know different based on the data. And also, it may have that inherent fear of that negative consequence. So it's better to trip you up now to get to that goal and stay in this uncomfortable comfort zone, right? What we know is comfortable. What we don't know is uncomfortable. The known territory that we live in is our comfort zone, but going beyond it can be very scary. It's unknown territory. So therefore we might trip up. We might go, this could happen. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if I look silly? What if I get rejected? Well, to avoid all that pain, isn't it just better to not do anything? Because therefore you won't get rejected. Therefore you won't be not good enough or look silly and all those things. So your unconscious mind is trying to hold you back to the standard that you've always lived or where you've resided for a long time. It thinks that this place is safe. It thinks that this comfortable zone is going to be the best place for you, especially if we now factor in those consequences of giving up certain things to get to where we want to be. Like, it can be very scary to invest money in yourself, which will ultimately further your career or further your emotional happiness. It is scary to do that. But if your unconscious mind keeps that scaredness, that fear, then we're never going to progress. So once you become at peace with those things, that you may invest money or time, or there may be some buybacks when it comes to working things out and negotiating with your family, that I've got to spend a little bit of time here, but I promise you, when it comes to this time of the day or this time of the week, my full attention is on you. There's things you can do to navigate this. It doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be different. You just have to operate differently from where you presently are. Whether that be your mindset, whether that be your feelings, whether that be your actions, or whether it be in your environment with those people in your life. It doesn't have to be bad. It just has to be different. Because if you carry on doing the same thing that you've always done, it is the same standard that we're living up to. But if we're going to bridge that gap, heighten our standard, we just want to have an open communication of ourselves with our unconscious mind, with our family, to go, look, things are going to change. Because I know, even though it's scary to say invest, or scary to go out there dating, or go out there, go for that job interview, or to work on that fear or belief that you're having, even though it's scary, it's okay. That's evolution. We want to grow. We don't grow in times of peace. Be at peace with that. But you gotta get uncomfortable sometimes. You gotta feel the fear and do it anyway, like the book. You've gotta go beyond your present level of standard of success. Otherwise, it will dictate your happiness. You won't dictate it. Your standards, your values will continually attract those situations into your life. I'm a firm believer in it. I'm just a biology. Whatever you set your mind to, your unconscious mind looks for more. It just seeks more of the same data. So if that standard of data you're feeding into the computer, it's just going to spit out on the other side the same level of standard and data. You want to be able to go, I'm going to feed into this computer brain of mine a new level of success, a new level of outcome, and actually come up with ways of how to get there while simultaneously undoing those wired beliefs at an unconscious level. It is totally possible, because I don't go for C's anymore. Not that I'm at school or anything, but my standard of success is I'm trying to go way beyond the A when it comes to whatever I do. And sometimes it may mean it may have an effect on areas of my life, like the last 2 weeks or so, with all the server issues, the migration, the new app, the titles, the functionality, all those things. It has created a difference in areas of my life, but I'm at peace with it. I'm at peace because I'm harmonious in the outcome of where I'm heading, even if there is resistance. I know every time you change a business, anytime you add something new, something is going to have some counter resistance, even if it's by the few. I'm okay with that. It's about the ability to adapt and to learn and to grow to get to where you want to be. So be very conscious of the standards that you're setting yourself. And on a side notion, the standards you set for yourself will inherently become the standards of those in your life. For example, if you have a standard for your esteem that is low, and you have children in your life, well, they're going to model that. And you might go, no, Joseph, that's impossible. Well, 93% of communication is all unconscious. You may say all the words correctly, but if your physiology, your tone, your stress, you're not going out there, all those things, you're passing that information on. And even if you want more evidence, think about where maybe some of our limiting beliefs came from. They could have come from our parents or the authority figures in our life growing up. So your standard can also be a standard for those in your life. Another example, let's say your standard of living is presently right now spending your money on going out and social, like, by the way, that's not bad, like if that's the thing you want to do. But let's just say you want to improve your life, say you now consciously decide that is not the direction that you want. But if your standard is to be there still, well, guess what? The friends and the family or the people you socialize are going to expect that, and they're going to feed that back. Right or wrong, it doesn't matter. You get to decide the standards. Otherwise, if you don't, other people will, or other people will model it. Otherwise, the world will just keep on showing you the same data that you're projecting out there as a standard. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can make changes, just like me, just like the people I work with, just like all the people around you in your life, or the books that you've read of all the successes. People have gone through whatever you're going through, even bigger issues than you. I'm very sure of that they've managed to overcome. So if they can do it, you have the ability to do so too. So what I would take away from this, if anything, is number one, your unconscious mind is setting certain standards of living in different areas of your life, which may be absolutely something that you don't want. Number two, whatever standard that you set yourself, you're going to either get that or something less. So just to remind you, when I was at school, C was my pass. That was my A ultimately. If I could only get a C, well, I only got C's and D's at school. Even an E got thrown in there, I think. But if I now make my standard an A for real living life, and even back then I made it, that was my standard, I would have upped my game to get A, B, or C. So remember, the standards you set, you're usually, not always, but usually you're going to get that or something less. And remember, these standards come from our beliefs based on the data that we've accumulated, the events that we've gone through. And also remember, the standards you set yourself will also be standards that could be for other people in your life. In other words, for the children, if you have children, they will model it. Or the standards you set yourself may mean characters and friends of maybe people who aren't always that good. It could be let's backtrack. As an example, if your standard for your relationship is I am not good enough, you're going to attract someone who's going to take advantage of that. They're going to see that level of standard. So where it be friends, where it be the bosses, where it be the jobs, where it be the career, the finances, whatever standard you set yourself, and let's just say it's not the highest of standard, you're going to get that or something less than that. But if you raise your standard, magical things will happen. But be at peace, because the other thing I said was that there may be some resistance. It's okay, it's part of a journey, so be at peace of some so-called negative consequence of putting time into transitioning to the success, or even money. Be at peace with that. See it as an investment, not a cost, but an investment to living the life that you want, or having the career that you want, or having the relationship you want, all of those things. And then I think, what else? Did I say something else right near the end there? I think that's pretty much it. If not, you can always re-listen to this. But just all in all, remember, the standards you set yourself for even others, for areas of your life, you're going to get that back. So it's time to undo the limiting beliefs behind that so you can live the life that you want. It is possible. There are examples out there of people having done so. Now, of course, if you ever need my personal help to undo the limiting beliefs, you can apply for my full 8-week customized program. It is really about the beliefs of not being good enough, worthy, and deserving, just undoing them, just letting them go at a deep unconscious level. Go to josephclough.info/talk and we'll get clear. We'll get on a call with you. It'll be like a one-to-one call. Get clear on what you want to let go of, what you want to achieve, what's getting in the way, and we'll come up with a plan. If you're a good fit, we might invite you into the program. That is an investment, of course, because it's fully customized. The things we have in it is, in my opinion, just magical. like just transformations. And weirdly enough, amazing things happen beyond what you thought was possible. Like that ripple effect in different areas of your life just show up differently. So once again, that is josephclough.info/talk if you want to book a call with a team on that one-to-one, and yeah, see if you're a good fit to live a life absolutely transformed. And of course, if you are enjoying the app, even just the free sections, there's episode 831. I'm happy to carry on doing it, but if we get feedback on the app and like how it's helped you and how it can help others, it just means I can invest more into it, I can do more, put more time into things. I just wanted your feedback, and you do that by reviewing the app in the App Store. In the brand new version of the app, there's a little like a tab where you can click, and it should be able to take you to the App Store of a device that you're on. But thank you ever so much for being with me today, and I look forward to speaking to you on a future episode. Many thanks and goodbye. And that was episode 800 and, what did I say? 31. Need to hydrate for a moment. So we are broadcasting live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and a platform called Kick for the fun of it. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, so where I live is a really good point. So in California is known for its wine as well, right? So you've got Napa, which I've been to a couple of times, beautiful place. And there's also a place called Temecula, which is like a really upcoming place near me. And I went on a wine tour once, and they said that because of like the ocean air, but also because of the kind of harshness of the environment, because it's very hot, it's a bit more inland, it causes the grape and the vine to produce more. Like it's create that environment is allowing it to grow. So the more of the desert kind of feel, well, it's not that deserty, but it's very hot, right? So it's very dry, you could say. It causes the grape to be able to produce this amazing wine, and it is pretty amazing. There we go. You said it here actually as well. Yeah, so in this case, it was like the hotter summers, because it does get hot in Temecula. Hey, my friend, great to have you here. It's been a while, absolutely. I'm doing pretty good. Just overcoming a little bit of illness and a bit of jet lag on all the app stuff and developments. But I'm getting there, and always good to be here. Hey Rosa, great to have you here. Don't worry about it. You're here like pretty much all the time. No problems at all, and you know you get the replay. It's always just a pleasure to see you in the chat. So thank you. It was really powerful. I appreciate that you acknowledge the difference of achieving balance and harmony. Yeah, absolutely. We think we need balance. We just want harmony, which is to me is flow, energy flow. Listen, I'm dancing. That's not how I dance. I don't dance. Done a bit of salsa before, but ultimately you want that free flow rather than that rigid of balance. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, peaceful times, you don't get much innovation. Yes, you must watch it. It's another needs of necessity language. I must, have to, got to, need to. In this case, you must, if you want to. Mina says, this gave me a lot of thoughts. I grew up trying to live up to the high external standards, which gave me anxiety. So now I don't raise my standards internally out of fear. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I could have talked a bit about that. You know, like the standards we assume, which I kind of did a little bit, But, you know, depending on the culture as well, or the family dynamics, growing up, we can have a lot of high standards, right? There's a lot of cultures which go, you've got to be an 8th grade student. I didn't get that at all. My family, they were just happy I was there. I'm sure my mum and dad were great, but they wanted a lot. They were fine, not fine, but they I don't know. But there wasn't like I have to get A's. If that makes sense. Yeah, especially when you let go of those limiting beliefs. I've got a real itchy eye. Speaking of which, I was running in the heat today. Very deserty heat. So I don't have to make my eyes dry. But there we go. We have streamed for a whole hour. And just note, I am definitely 1 hour. I just turned 4 p.m. my time. So, I need to do some work. I need to recover. I'm working tomorrow a bit, and then Sunday a bit. I want to get some runs in. I did 3.5 today, 4 yesterday, workout the day before, 4 before that, and 3.5 before that. Maybe that's why I'm tired. Especially with not much sleep recently. So you got to become conscious of these things. So I wonder, like on YouTube, I know like there's all these little emoticons. They call that emoticons, like the hearts and things. That used to be like what Periscope used to do. I wonder if that actually does anything for the algorithms. Maybe. I doubt it. Just there for what's the fun. But I can give myself a heart. Oh look, I'm gonna give myself 100%. You did good, Joseph. Have 100. Have 100. Have another 100. Oh, someone else is giving me hundreds now. Thank you so much. Yes, I will do. I'm gonna relax. I've been eating really pretty clean this week. So I want to keep that up, but I also feel like indulging this weekend a little bit. To make me feel good. Maybe, who knows? Oh, someone got a message. Congratulations, you've been selected to apply for a credit card. Wow, well thank you. But no thank you. I don't need credit cards. Nice. Keep it up. Keep it up. If it works, it works. So yeah, thank you all for being here. I will be back on Monday and Wednesday, but not Friday because I'm running a master practitioner training. I think it is next Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I will be here Monday and Wednesday for some live streams. Wednesday will be a hypnosis session, and Mondays will be something hopefully motivational. That's the plan. That's the plan. Yep. I think we're good to go. Thank you all for being here. Have a most wonderful weekend. Enjoy your sunshine if it's out and about. Get out there, get some vitamin D. And I will speak to you all on Monday. What is the hypnosis session for Wednesday? No idea. No idea. I choose my subjects most on Sundays. And that's where my half working day will be. So I'll figure out on Sunday. Thank you. That will be my plan. Thank you for being here, Mina. And like I said, I'll speak to you all next week. And thanks and goodbye.